Welcome along to the Cameron River Ramparts. Extreme Duck Racing is back for 2023. It has been a wildfire-affected summer. This was filmed a little earlier on before Yellowknife's evacuation. Here's the short course that we'll be using for the 3 heats. It's at the bottom of the longer course that we'll see later. This is the extraction zone. You can see we already have a canoe out there and a net stretched across. No duck left behind. There are more than 1,000 ducks swimming today. We will rescue every one of them. This is the course. Low water levels this year, so we do need to watch out for that. Much lower than in previous years. Look at those rocks there near the finish. They are going to prove an intense challenge. So let's get ready then. Heat 1 of 3 on the short course. This is ducks 1 to 509. The top 3 qualify. So each of the 3 heats that you'll see coming up, we're looking for the first 3 ducks. Now we're just about ready to get underway. There is Cabin Radio's general manager waiting for the signal, and away we go. So let's join this race about 30 seconds in. Here we go, and we can see the action is already heating up. An arrow formation of ducks heading toward the finish line underneath the highway bridge here at the Cameron River Ramparts. Maybe a little early so far to really see any ducks getting an advantage here. A group of maybe 4 or 5 at the front. You could see we have some stragglers at the back, even struggling to get out of those rapids just at the far end of the course there. So here we are. We've got 34 and 400 have just put maybe, 30 centimeters between them and the rest of the pack. Maybe opening up a little bit now. We can see that shot. 34 and 400, who you can just see coming in on the left-hand side at the bottom of your shot there, have maybe got an advantage. But this is the first time we're going to get to see how this low water level really plays out. There's 34 at the top of your picture, 400. Now they're going to break to the left. 34 goes left, 400 getting caught up a little on a rock there. The ducks really spreading out now. 389 takes the lead, but it's all about this final push. And look at 176. 176 rounds that rock beautifully. Oh my goodness me. And it looks as though 176 is going to be the easy winner of heat number 1. 334 and 506 coming in. All the ducks who broke left at the end there struggling to really get any pace through the finish, and they don't make it. It's 176, 334 and 506 coming out of heat number 1. Well, what an interesting strategic lesson we just had there. If you head too far left, it's really difficult to come back because you need to keep that momentum going through the finish. So let's move to heat 2 of 3, ducks 510 to 1018. We'll pick this one up about 30 to 45 seconds in, and we can already see we've got one duck out ahead there. 755 has a lead over the rest of the pack. It isn't the largest lead in the world. We see this a lot in the Tour de France. You'll occasionally see a breakaway cyclist. Extreme duck racing, very similar. The athletes go through very similar strength and conditioning. The tactics are very similar as well. So if you are a fan of professional road cycling, you can apply your knowledge to extreme duck racing. 755 out in front so far, but the peloton may just be allowing 755 to exhaust themselves at the front a little bit, and then they'll maybe look to swallow up 755 a little later on in proceedings. We head then toward the rocks that proved so telling in heat number 1, and there you go. You see 755 didn't have it in them to stay all the way out, all the way to the finish, swallowed up. We knew it was coming, and the peloton has control. 599 at the head of the pack, heading into this, the trickiest of situations. 887 on the right-hand side. 599 heading into the rocks there. That's no good. 887, well, now there's a whole pack. They're still breaking to the left. Look at 921. 921 and 630. Now 921 is going to try and hold that extremely strong current that paid off in the first heat. It looks as though it's going to work again. 921 is heading for the finish and is in safely. 917 going to come up and take second. 639. Look at 904. Look at 904. Oh, it's too close to call. It's a photo. It's a photo in heat number 2. We're going to have to go back and look at the tape to decide who is the third and final duck qualifying. Oh my, the drama. Here we go. Freeze there. Perfect. It is the first duck to clear the finish tape. That is 639 by half a beak at the top of the image. And 921, 917 and 639 advance. Oh my. The final 500 or so ducks. Let's check this one out. Oh, there's no time to even catch your breath. Heat 3 then. We've got 3 spaces remaining in the final. You can see the start bucket being escorted to safety there. Let's switch to the drone shot then. It's all quite tightly bunched so far. We've got a couple of different prongs of attack developing, a left-hand prong and a right-hand prong. You see how the current drifts all the ducks toward the left from their point of view, the right from ours, and pushes them across. Now then, back to the drone shot. 1119 leading that right-hand prong. There's a tree there. You got to watch the tree. Look, watch the tree. Nope. Some ducks not even looking where they're going. That's unfortunate. 1300. What a great line from 1300. Needs to keep that going. Can't afford to get caught up. Oh, but there it is. 1300 struggling to wriggle free. And as we come into the finish here, 1452 round the outside, banking round the left-hand corner. 1215 and 1094 have the stream though. They have the current. Can 1452 hold on? Yes, by a whisker. 12:15 second place. 10:94 wraps up third. That the first time we have seen someone successfully hold that left-hand edge and make it through to the finish safely. 14:52, 12:15 and 10:94 are your final 3 ducks into the decider. Let's switch to the long course. Those low water levels, we've seen how much of a challenge they posed on the short course. What about this long course? You've got 2 sets of waterfalls to negotiate. Look at that. You're going to plunge through so many little eddies and currents and channels. You don't want to get caught up in any of them. If you get trapped in an eddy, that's really going to be what makes or breaks this final. So here are your 9 ducks starting the Extreme Duck Racing 2023 final. We've got flights and Canadian Tire gift cards up for grabs for the first 5. Let's head to the start, and away they go from the start bucket. Into the opening waterfall then, we are underway in the final, into the plunge pool, and you can see all ducks safely through. That is an excellent start. Now the challenge is going to be to get back out from under that cordon that's holding the ducks in on the left-hand side. And you can see 1094 and 1452 from our last heat have made a great start. 334 less so, trapped at the start there. We'll need to find some legs. Always difficult for a duck. Now, moving through to the opening waterfall here. 1094 and 1452. Oh, they're trapped. They're trapped on this near bank here. This is what I'm talking about. If you get stuck in an eddy, that's going to be a real difficulty. 1452, I think at the bottom of your picture, you can tell just that slightly shorter left wing than 1094 at the top. Now then, on board with 917 as we come into this second set of falls, you'll see 1094 and 1452. Yes, just trapped on that right-hand side there. Will this be enough for 917 to hold the line and make it through? Can't afford to get trapped. Safely through, I think, just, yes, into the third fall. That could be enough for 917 to be able to wrap this up. It's very early days, but that's a good line through that third fall as well. We've got a couple of challengers not far behind. Here's 639 right now. 639 is not far behind. 506, oh, a little left, and 506 is caught in an eddy as well. He's going to have to swim incredibly hard to get out of that now. Here's 639 pursuing 917, but I just wonder if 917 has enough of a lead. Oh, disaster for 1094 and 1452. We can see 921 at the top of the picture is trapped as well. And who's this? Another one in the eddy. It's 176. So there are 4 ducks held up between falls 2 and 3, and they're going to have to find some luck and some real motivation. Here's 1215 now into that same stretch. 1215 looks good for 1215. Might just make it through. Now then, 506 has made it out, freed itself from that eddy at the bottom, so 506 is on the way. But look at 639. I don't know that 506 is going to be able to catch up. But all the way over at the front of the race, let's check on the finish line. Here's 917 going slow out of the main current there. You can see how fast it is in front. 917, well, hopefully 639 is far enough away that 917 is going to make this. There we go, 917 makes it across the line, and look how close that really was. 639 surging through into second place. Oh, and calamity for 506. Trapped in the rocks, it freed itself from the eddy, but there's no coming back from that. Into the rocks, and there's going to be no finish for 506. There's 921. 1215 has managed to navigate safely through the whole course. 1215 is going to wrap up third place. We still have 2 prizes to go. 12:15 rounds up the top three, but we do still have gift cards for 4th and 5th place. Here's 334 swimming for its life, having been stranded at the start earlier on. 921 is going to wrap up 4th place, and that surely means that we're going to see 334 in 5th. This is 176, who is now free from that eddy between the 2nd and 3rd falls. I think it's going to be too late for 176 as we look down the rest of the course there. I think this is going to be wrapped up by 334, and there it is. Now, it does need to make sure it doesn't just hit that rock and bounce back. Oh, okay, we're good. We're good. 334 makes it, and that concludes the final of Extreme Duck Racing 2023. Oh, it's a lonesome place to be when you're a duck trapped on a rock. Your results: the winner 917, followed by 639, 1215, 921 and 334, rounding out the top 5 ducks. That means that your top prize goes to Ron Dixon, followed by Bonnie Paracella, Alicia Stubbart, Jennifer Marriage and Sebastian. Congratulations to all 5 of you winners. Thank you so much for watching Extreme Duck Racing 2023. We'll see you next year.